Hello there, and welcome to the Fish Tank Barn. When the Aquarium Co-Op announced their mystery plant pack, I had the idea to challenge myself by setting up a tank only using the plants that were provided in the mystery plant pack. I happen to have an open 29-gallon tank, so I decided that the challenge was on. So let's go ahead and get started. To start off, I went to the Aquarium Co-Op website and placed my order. For $39.99, you'll get 6 random plants. I decided to order 2 packs just to be safe and to give myself more of a variety to choose from. I can use the extra plants that I don't use in other places in my fish room. Per their website, I should receive my order in a couple of days based on my location and the location of their warehouse. One of the nice things about ordering this plant pack is that once you get your shipping notification, it will tell you which plants they're going to send you. And as you can see, there's a pretty nice assortment of plants. Some of these plants I've worked with quite a bit, while others, like the sword plants, are not ones that I use a whole lot here in the fish room. So it'll be pretty interesting to see what I come up with. Fast forward a couple days, and the plants arrived at my doorstep. So let's go ahead and get them out of the box. They were packed nicely in the Aquarium Co-Op plant liner, and each plant was individually bagged. All of them were extremely healthy and were looking quite nice. So now let's look at each plant individually and see what I've got to work with. Due to my schedule, I knew that I wasn't going to be able to do the aquascaping for a couple of weeks. So I went ahead and put all the plants in another empty tank that I had. This video clip was right before I started the aquascape, and as you can see, the plants have acclimated quite well to being in the fish barn. So let's go ahead and get started with the aquascape. Just for a little bit of background about myself, I fall way more on the breeder side of the aquarium hobby than the artistic side. So we'll see how this turns out. For hardscape, I'm going to use what I have, which are these coral rocks that I've used throughout the fish barn. At least to start out with, I'm going to go ahead and set them up as 2 separate islands in the tank. We'll see if I keep the hardscape this way as I start planting the plants. Before we get started with the plants, I'm going to go ahead and add some Aquarium Co-Op root tabs, since the majority of plants that I received are root feeding plants. I'm just going to go ahead and push the pills into the substrate at various places in the tank. The first plant that really caught my eye was the red melon sword. This is a larger plant, so I decided to put it towards the back. Like I said earlier in the video, I really haven't worked with sword plants a lot, so I'm curious how this plant will turn out and work in this tank. The next plant I wanted to use was the tiger lotus, just to add a little bit of color. I decided to go ahead and place this plant in the front left corner. I decided next to focus on the foreground in front of the rocks. This is where I added the dwarf Sagittaria. When I removed the mother plant from the rock wool, I was able to break off a couple of baby plants that I added to the foreground as well. For another splash of color, I decided to add the dwarf aquarium lily to the right back corner. I wanted to add another foreground plant to the right front corner. I decided this was a good spot for the cryptlucens. At this point, I decided to make a change. I decided the tank would look better if I moved the left rock together with the right rock, and then moved the red melon sword to where the rock was. I thought this would just look a lot better. So now that I've added all the plants, it's time to add the fish. I decided to move my Zoogeneticus tequila into this tank, and then redo their original tank with some of the other plants that I had remaining. While this tank does look a little sparse right now, I'm hoping that in the next couple of months, the plants will start to grow in, and we'll start to have the beginnings of a lush-looking aquascape. I hope that you enjoyed doing this little challenge with me. I'm really looking forward to seeing this tank grow out and seeing what it has in store in the near future. I really like the idea of challenging myself and working with plants that I normally wouldn't purchase. I really thought it was a lot of fun. In the coming months, I'll do some updates on this tank and I'll let you know how it progresses. So with that, stay safe, stay fishy, and I'll catch you on the next video.